Hey everybody, it's Galmadex, and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today we're going to be playing another premiere draft of Final Fantasy, and starting off with one of the most busted rares in the set, with Dion Bahamut's Dominant. Excellent card. Two creatures off the one body. Even if your opponent immediately has removal, you are up a 2/2 Knight, and if they don't, Bahamut just demolishes your opponent's soul. Often you don't even need to flip into Bahamut if they don't have removal for Dion, because that's 5 power in the sky between Dion and your other Knight. Ridiculous stuff. Easy pack one, pick one. Pick number two now, there's nothing good in white to follow up the Dion, so we have to push into a secondary color. And honestly, the cards in secondary colors here are mostly pretty mid as well. There is Dark Knight's Greatsword. I mean, if it made equipped creature a knight, oh, it does, then it does work with Dion, yeah. So 3 mana, 4/1 flyer if Dion's on board turn 4. Although, again, we don't really need to draft cards to combo with Dion. Dion already wins the game by himself, but it's a fine aggressive black spell. There's also Combat Tutorial in blue, which is a great draw spell. Another counter on the board. These are the two best cards by quite a lot. Other than that, there's like the Wandering Minstrel build around, which can be fun, but not super consistent. Pretty weak pack overall. I mean, Reinforcements is fine in like Golgari. And some green-black Self-Mill, some blue-black Flashback. Just none of these are really good, really obvious follow-up to Dion is the problem. They're all just okay. I'll go for Combat Tutorial. I think that's the individually strongest card by a little bit. Pick number 3, there's a second Combat Tutorial. There's also a battle menu, and we are going to fight very hard to stick to white, so when there is a good white card in the pack, we'll take it, and battle menu is the only good white card in this pack. Cloudbound Moogle. Very similar to like the 2 mana 2/1, just a super filler creature. Yeah, battle menu is probably about on par with Combat Tutorial as well. It's a pretty flexible spell. Your 2 mana 2/2 on curve or your removal late. And the 2 mana 2/2 is a 2/2 Knight, so it will have flying with Dion. Again, not that that super matters. Dion's already great. Man, this sucks. Everybody opened up a white rare, I guess. Pack 2, 3, and 4, we've seen one good white card. We saw Battle Menu. Pack 2, there was nothing good in white. Pack 4, there's literally nothing in white at all. So we need to make sure that our secondary color is like the most open color in the draft pod. Currently, Resentful Revelation and Sorceress's Schemes are the best cards in this pack. I mean, Ultimecia is good as well, but that's a dual colored card, so even blue drafters and black drafters could be passing that. So it's Revelation or Schemes, and Schemes is just not going to work in Boros in like a Dion deck, whereas Revelation could work in any color pair. It's just better in like green, black, and blue, black. Yeah, there's Rufus, Shinra, and Slash of Light. They're both a little bit mid. I mean, Rufus is pretty good, but Slash of Light is like kind of mid removal. If you don't find any other good removal, like a bunch of white aura sites or anything, then you can run that. So not a huge, really good white spell, but Rufus towards black-white is pretty fun. I think I'm going to take the Rufus here. Gaius is also okay in black-white. Judge, Magister, Gabranth, well, we found the color pair. Black-white it is. Again, the white cards are mediocre. Aerith Rescue Mission, even when I'm playing white. Something I cut 9 times out of 10. So take the Judge, Magister. There's a Fight On. Chocomog, another, again, there's technically like a white card in every pack, but they're really, really mid cards that I really don't enjoy playing basically ever. Chocomog or Fang? I mean, we've got one flashback card. We're not going to have a lot of Fang synergies here. Fight On in a deck that has Dion goes up maybe a little bit in quality, but Black-White's a pretty quick, pretty aggressive deck. Late game Graveyard Recursion is not exactly where it's at. I feel like Chocomog might genuinely be the best card out of that pack. It's the best of a bunch of bad options. This is another very weak pack. We're perfectly fine taking Weapons Vendor. Pick 9, super weak pack. Phoenix Down can reanimate a Dion, which makes Phoenix Down slightly better than Rescue Mission. It's not a great card at all, but if you have like a really good 3 or 4 mana card to bring back, then it becomes playable at least. Dire Rat's a card I actually like quite a bit. 2 mana 2/2 trade off, get your treasure. Plays really well with Judge Magister. That's 2 cards. dying to get 2++1 counters. All right. Black, white, pray to draw Dion is the deck. Gotta find some removal in pack 2. We have one battle menu. We put in our creature curve. We could put a Lunatic Pandora in here if we find literally no other removal in the entire draft. Okay, pack 2, pick 1. Sephiroth's Intervention's a beautiful removal spell, and that's what we're lacking the most right now. Galacat's fine in the color pair. If we run a lot of equipment, which you would want to do in this deck generally, we've already got like a weapons vendor towards that, so Cat could be a reasonable wheel. Hack Dice is a fine card. Fragments is a fine card. But Intervention is the best one. Delivery Removal is one of the best white cards in the set, one of the best white uncommons for sure. We need to grab some 2-mana or less artifacts, because if I have to just tutor for Lunatic Pandora, I'm pretty sad. I mean, I guess Delivery Moogle to tutor for Phoenix Down isn't horrific, because then when the Moogle dies, you reanimate it, tutor for another card. That's pretty cute. But generally, you're supposed to, like, tutor out a 2-mana equipment that has job select, so you get 2 creatures off the one spell. Like, even Monk's Fist goes up quite a bit in value when you have a Delivery Moogle. Delivery Moogle, definitely strong enough to take over more removal like Fate of the Suncrest. If it were better removal like Sephiroth's Intervention, then it would be in contention here, but I think Delivery Moogle is enough better than Fate to not grab our second removal spell right now. Pick 3, black-white dual land or the second Judge Magister. It's a little awkward because of Legend Rule, but it's certainly better than any other black or white spells. So it's just competing with the land here. The biggest reason to take the land is to kind of ignore the Legend Rule a little bit. But I'm just going to grab it. Judge Magister is a strong card. Pack is super mid for us. Best cards are for like blue-red, Suplex and Syncopate. We just take another vendor. We are going to want to cut these vendors if we can, because we are getting like no equipment. I really don't want to run a Slash of Light with no equipment either. So very filler Shinra reinforcements. We got like 1 Phoenix Down and 1 Revelation to synergize. 1 flashback card, 1 reanimator card. Sure. Slash of Light here. This feels like a very competitive draft pod, because it doesn't just feel like we're specifically getting cut. It feels like everything is. Like, what are you taking in a blue-red deck here? Laughing Mad? What are you taking in any green deck? A Gubu Gardener? Black decks are completely cut out of this pack. White decks are essentially cut out of the pack. Rakdos and stuff like that really doesn't like that pack. We see 1 Dreams of Laguna for good cards in this pack, and everyone else is unhappy. Only the blue player is happy. I mean, I guess whoever made all the equipment disappear is fine with a weapons vendor. I really don't think I'll be running 3 weapons vendor. Just take a rare. Okay, well, we know the one color that's not getting cut, and it's blue. Dreams of Laguna into Counterspell. All the other colors, though, have had some really, really mediocre cards for the last several picks here. 7 mana is a lot for Crystal Fragments, but I have like cards that want equipment in here. I guess it doesn't really work with Weapons Vendor because it already only costs 1 to equip. But it works with Slash of Light. I'm not playing a Blitzball in a 2-color deck, so Ultimecia. Pick 10, Dreams of Laguna. The only great card in here, but Monk's Fist is good for us. For our Slash of Light. Man. So, blue-white probably would have ended up with the best deck by the end of the draft, but hey, open up a white rare. Let's go. Moogle's Valor. It's a slightly narrow rare, but it's really powerful when you pop it off at the right time. So I think we still take it here over Cornered by Black Mages or Evil Reawakened. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you can pop this off in the middle of combat with one or two creatures trying to eat each other, that's super filthy. This draft pod's 5,000th copy of Weapons Vendor. We take Dark Knight's Greatsword though. It plays really well with Weapons Vendor. It plays really well with Dion. It plays really well with Slash of Light. This is a really good Greatsword deck. Solid Magitech armor deck. 2 permanents off 1 spell, big ol' 4/4. Yeah. It's an okay spot for Wall of Omens as well. Okay, luckily the final pack has looked pretty solid. Once again, I mean, I didn't really look around in the last couple packs, but looking at this pack, it's like solid blue 2-drop, great blue 5-drop, mediocre filler for everyone else. It's just blue. It is just a blue draft pod. Well, there you go. There's still blue here. There would always be blue. But we found some black. Revelation, Cornered by Black Mages. Even Tonberry. Still astronomically low on interaction. We'll take a cornered. But we don't even get to choose what we kill with that card. Syncopate's the best card in this pack, followed by Freya and Rydia's Return, a pretty distant second. Namazu Trader here. Yeah, I'm just looking at these packs and just seeing poop. Take a dire rat. Really feels like draft blue or perish the draft. And we did not draft blue. So we're going to have a really mid black-white deck with a very, very powerful rare. But quite mid otherwise. I got a lot of 3-mana creatures. I'm not running a second reinforcements. I'm probably not running Fight On either. But I'm definitely not running another reinforcements. Well, this was a draft of Final Fantasy. Some very sad packs all around, outside of like opening a Dion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 creatures. And a Magitech armor. And an Aerith Rescue Mission. Moogle, Dion, Vendor armor. That 4. Cut Freya, Trader, and Rescue Mission. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and a battle menu still. Sometimes that's the 17th creature. Still cut one more 3 or 4 mana card. And cut one of these weapon vendors. We have Dark Knight's Greatsword. That's the only card that actually works well with the vendors. And there's like a Monk's Fist. That gets reduced by 1 mana on the equip. Non-creatures can I cut here? Still 3 to go. I don't hate cutting crystal fragments. We could have battle menu, Cornered by Black Mages, Sephiroth's Intervention. I don't think I need the Slash of Light desperately, but still play it here. I think Moogle's Valor, Slash of Light, You're Not Alone. These all play really well with go wide stuff. What if I drop Fragments, ATM, and a land? And actually still play the just 4 mana 3/1/1s thing? This is the once in a blue moon mid enough draft that might want the random go wide spell. Help our slash out, help our you're not alone out. Just make a wide board state. Moogle's Valor makes more creatures if we have more creatures out first. Sure. Black white mid.exe. We'll see how far this one can take us. Fingers very crossed as we head into the gameplay. Here we are on the draw for game number 1. Our opponent starts with turn 1 Phoenix down. Play a Plains and pass. White Mage's Staff turn 2. Immediate black-white mirror match. Pretty suspicious, I think. This feels like the first time I've seen a black-white deck in like 10 games of Magic of the set. And it's when we're playing black-white as well. They are stuck on 2 mana. Let's hope they don't have removal for Rufus, because he's going to hold the fort down if they don't. Okay, they got +2/+2. You're not alone here. Sometimes games of Magic will end like that. A concession from our opponent very early, and we are 1-0 heading into game 2. Here we are for game 2. Solid opener here. Keep that. We play the rat into the Rufus. Reno wants to turn me into a conspiracy theorist today. Plains Phoenix down. Land 2 White Mage's Staff. This is exactly the same game of Magic. I didn't have a Dire Rat last time. But I'm going to play turn 3 Rufus Shinra. Don't you dare play a Swamp, opponent. Okay. We have made it out of Groundhog Day. Our opponent is Boros. I kind of want to reinforcements over Rufus Shinra here. Creature big enough to stop their 2/2 from getting in and win any fight, but also not put our really strong card at risk. Ambrosia, pick up the staff, is pretty solid. So you get another 2/2, or another 1/1 technically. Also big enough to attack into reinforcements, sure. Go down to 18. We want to get 3 creatures on board before we really consider any trades. Dragoon's Lance. This is a very good Boros equipment deck. Dragoon's Lance is one of the premium uncommons. That is not a white source, sadly. So I can't Rufus and have You're Not Alone up. Play a rat, hold up You're Not Alone, and then play a Monk's Fist here. Man, Phoenix Downing and Ambrosia is going to be pretty solid for them soon. It's cornered by Black Mages has gotten... Well, I guess it's just as bad. It would have killed a 1/1 at any point. If I cornered by Black Mages when they still had the staff that was equipped to a creature, so it was like technically a 2/2, then that was like before they Ambrosia'd, so they would just still Ambrosia the staff. I essentially just killed the 1/1. Kill Ambrosia for sure, probably trade into Prompto as well. The treasure, I can still get a 3rd creature and have You're Not Alone bonus at the ready. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. We hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I have a Rufus blocker up. Feels like send it. I guess they Phoenix down Ambrosia, but again, Rufus blocker up. Man, yeah, the double Ambrose is gross. They go for the White Mage's Staff because the re-equip is cheap enough. Oh, no. Alright, we probably had a shot. Commons and uncommons versus commons and uncommons, but they found their bomb rare. And now they get to attack with one double striker every single turn. And we have not found our Dion. Their Cypher's gonna take it here. Cornered by black mages to get the extra ping damage from You're Not Alone here. But I think we die in. Cool. Then go to 7. Seven life to 10. White Mage's Staff, they have the 3 to re-equip, but that won't be a lethal kill, or a lethal swing. And they put it on Cypher. That'll force a chump. Okay, block with the 2-2 and make a new one with Rufus. Then I have infinite Cypher blocks. But all they have to do now is equip the Lance to Cypher and attack next turn to kill me. So if they just block everybody here, they just win. I have no way to block Cypher in the sky. Cypher just gets a Lance on him and hits for 5. Yeah, I mean, we just hit another land here. And we have no plays. We'll just see. Yep, that is dead. Just give Cypher flying. We could have put them to 2 with You're Not Alone, but 2 is not 0. Threaten to have a Sephiroth's intervention. Maybe they don't go for it. I have 2 unknown cards in my hand, opponent. Oh! That's disgusting. I mean, I'm not literally dead now because they did decide not to go for it. But the fact that they had like a backup play that was really good if they wanted to play around Sephiroth's intervention, it's filthy. Gain a bunch of life. They're back to 9 now. What is a Dane? If they block nobody, we win. They blocked. Spoiler alert, they blocked. Okay, well I don't die next turn because we drew Delivery Moogle. We have the jump. What do I have in my library at this point? Because I don't have Dragoon's Lance in this deck. I have nothing in my library at this point. So we have to search Grave. We have Phoenix down, that's it. Which can't even reanimate something right now anyway, so I'm not going to crack the treasure for it. Oh, shots. Okay. Those draws were so good. They chose not to go for lethal and then just still didn't get punished because it was removal that gives them the mana rebate to also equip the flying. Crazy. Yeah. Incredible draws in the end for our opponent. We are super dead. I do not think there was any way to win that one. 1-1 it is, heading to game 3. Here we are on the play for game number 3. 2 planes, 3 black spells in the hand, including a double black. It's basically already a mole to 6. Because we're not playing Cornered by Black Mages for a very long time. I just play a 2-mana 2/2 with Battle Menu. I don't even get the good half of Battle Menu. Yeah, I gotta take the mulligan on this. This was not our draft today, was it? The mulligan again? Or I can play a snow turn 3. Ditch a Slash of Light. We're not likely to have a bunch of creatures on board with this hand. Really do not want to start on a 5-card hand on the play. At this point, it feels safer to just pray for a swamp. This hand doesn't need double black. Okay. Blue-red from this opponent. Our first draw is a 4-mana spell. Our second draw is a combat trick. Third draw is a 3-mana spell. And our opponent's hand is great. It would have taken a literally perfect 5-card hand to beat just all 4 colors perfectly plus Fenrir ramp stuff here. I mean, we don't know what they're topping this off with, but they are moments away from casting basically any bomber in the whole format. They've got a bunch of extra value with this stuff engraved for flashback. Okay, then. We draw another 4-drop. Discard the hand size. T-Rexar. It doesn't even have to really be a bomber to kill us. T-Rexar is more than big enough. Okay. Our only hope that game was to mulligan to 5 and draw an absolutely exceptional 5-card hand. So, feels very predestined to 1 and 2 it is heading into game 4. Alright. Keepable 7. You love to see it. We are on the play. Lead with the Dire Rat. Playing against Boros again, Gyat starts them off. Offer the rat trade. Greatsword is very bad until we get Gyat off this board. Snow or Rufus for sure. Let's lead with Rufus. Boros shouldn't be able to blow up Rufus on their turn 3. Turn 4 is when they would have Thunder Magic to deal 4 or the White Aura Sight to exile it. So we'll be able to get an attack off with Rufus, which will allow us to get the token here. So we send in the Rufus and then play a Snow. And I guess they could double block Rufus. We still get a 2/2 and then eat Gyat. Have to cast Battle Menu, which isn't perfect, but feels worth it. Okay. We're just going to get the 2/2 and then play Snow. They suplex the snow. Drop White Mage's staff. Land for turn. I could tap all their creatures and stun one of them to hit for 6. Not really worth it yet. Keep putting more stats out here. Weapons vendor, draw a card. Chocomog. Rescue Mission plus Chocomog could be sneaking a lot of damage in relatively soon. There's their own weapons vendor though, so they're going to be wide enough to be wide around the rescue mission. I like Chocomog here a lot. Attack with a bunch of 3-power creatures. Hold Rufus back. No, I guess the double strike is going to the... It's going to hold off the 2 toughest cards now. Chocomog. And the battle menu trick actually kills Gyat. For +0/+4. Yeah, Gyat doesn't even kill the vendor anymore. That's actually so good. And then we rescue mission everybody else next turn and attack for a bajillion. Warrior's Sword. Coral. Alright, well, 5 blockers. They're definitely not dead here. Tap 3, stun snow, attack all. 2 blockers up, 3 creatures get through for 3 apiece. They take 9, go to 3. Feels worth it. But I've been making 3 1/1s with Chocomog out is also sick. They got a White Mage's Staff gaining life on crackbacks. But stun the Vigilant card. So I have to lose a blocker to gain a life. So it's better to just have the blocker in the first place. Every single one of these creatures is at least 3 power, so this is currently a lethal board. We just need one more creature than them, and we have it. So they need instant speed removal to not die. They still have to block everybody, so we just send it all in, take all the trades. Okay, that's lethal. Good work from Aerith Rescue Mission. I will give credit where credit is due. That is 2-2 headed into game 5. Actually summon Chocomog. We also have to give credit to that card because that's another one that I really don't like to play often. But if the game is going quick enough that it'll end before it sacks itself, it is a lot of pressure, and it was a lot of pressure there. Another monocolored hand with 3 white spells in it, no play till turn 3. The strongest white spell is also a double white card. I think I have to mulligan this. It's not completely forced this time because we're on the draw, which helps a tiny bit. It does start the game on turn 3. But it's not great. Even if it hits white, it just becomes fine. It needs double white to become good. We keep this mono black hand. We're on an exact 8-8 split. And we are not drawing like it. Blazing Bomb, turn 1 from our opponent, probably a blue-red deck, but it could be like red-white equipment. It is blue-red. Take 1 from the bomb. Turn 2, we draw Dion, so we Revelation towards the plains for Dion, and then we go Greatsword into Dion for huge damage. There's the plains, grab it. Thank you, Resentful Revelation. Very cool. I guess the Greatsword's just gonna die to their Blazing Bomb. This is a monk, not a knight, right? Yeah, a monk in addition to its other types. Curving out with Samurai's Katana now for Trample Haste. Probably still just use this as a removal spell for Blazing Bomb. Okay, well, the bomb could already kill the 4-1, so I'm just gonna kill the 3-3 here. Multiple blue mana up here. Monk's Fist holds up battle menu or You're Not Alone and plays around Syncopate for 2. Dreams Laguna here, probably. Thunder Magic, the 2-1. Oh, You're Not Alone it. There's their 4th mana. Start playing 4 mana spells and getting counters on the bomb. Retrieve the Espers to play. Dion is guaranteed to resolve. At the very least. Resolve a Dion and pass. First Dion of the day, baby. Take 3. Dreams of Laguna, they surveil 1 and draw a card. Milla Laughing Mad for more flashback value in their grave. Weapons Vendor Greatsword is a great combo. Set that up here over holding up battle menu. Hit for 8, they're down to 12. And life totals are now averaging out real quick here. Sending the 3-3 no blocks. Choco Comet the Vendor and get a 2-2 blocker. That is on the ground. We can hit them for 8 in the sky. I only have 1 white mana still, so can't flip Dion, and I can only play 1 spell. This feels like just hit them. Hit them with both so that they're dead in 1 shot next turn. And then Slash of Light the creature. They could be dead in 1 shot if I Monk's Fist the Knight. Hit them for 6 in the sky next turn still. It's slightly safer against immediately dying next turn, but more risky against like removal. If they blow up Dion, then we have a harder path to victory. Go to 4. Yeah, I'd rather go to 4 than blow Slash of Light right now, because I can use it on a blocker. 4 is not dead to Lightning Strike or Choco Comet right now, which are like the direct burn red has in the set. Emperor of Palamecia. Freya. That's no flying on blocks, so we untap and kill them in the sky. We've made it to a 50-50 run with the mid deck, and it did require a Dion win, but we got 2 non-Dion wins, so we take those 3 and 2 heading into game number 6. Here we are on the draw for game number 6. We got Judge Magister on 2. We got a Dire Rat as well. Multiple 3 drops, so we really don't need many lands. Just draw 1 land in the first 3 turns and we'll have tons of choices. This is a definite keep. Kind of want to lead with the Dire Rat, especially if we don't draw lands, but leading with Dire Rat, having a treasure token out so that the turn we play Judge Magister, we go like Judge plus crack a treasure towards something else. Feels pretty nice. You know, I'm thinking back on it, and our first win, our opponent conceded on like turn 2, so I don't know if that also counts as a non-Dion win, but it was. Well, that's 3 non-Dion wins. Here we are on the draw for game number 7. We're 4 and 2 right now. Positive record no matter what, which is, for this deck, I believe, a winning record. I will take a 4-3 if that's what we get. Playing against Boros again. Magitech Infantry turn 2, so they didn't draw it on curve at least. That's still going to be really good if they don't have anything else to do in their hand. You just play a land, get another infantry. They got 2 2-1s on the board. No blocks. If we block, they'll just get another infantry and trade, which will be very bad. If we don't block, though, they have the choice. They can get another infantry here and get another damage in, or if they have a better creature to play in their hand, they can just do that. They're going to get the next infantry. Cool. Run out of snow. There's no reason to Slash of Light a Magitech infantry when it's already activated its ability. Like, unless I could kill all the infantries, it's not worth trying to throw removal at them. If they didn't activate the infantry, if they played a different creature instead, it could have been worth playing Slash of Light on our turn 3 instead of another creature. Kill it before it gets to tutor anybody's out. But once it's tutored a single buddy, you would have to kill all of them to stop them from searching for more if they have them. Galacat? Well, that's good with the double infantry. That is good with the double infantry. Is it crazy to just stun the cat and tap the rest here? No, I mean, Snow, Chocomog, and the Judge, and the Slash of Light, to be fair, all benefit pretty greatly from a wide board, so let's just make the board really wide. The Snow trade is also, like, already looking fine. Like, we kill a 3/3 Flying Vigilance, or we kill both the artifacts and then the cat is small. We get a counter on the Judge Magister either way. But yeah, now next turn we have the mana for Chocomog plus Slash the cat. This looks like a really good start. Our opponent has mountain cycled the big hill giant. We take 3 in the sky. They have 3 mana untapped to try to interact with our board. I think this Chocomog is gonna go far this game. The Judge is a knight for Dion. This is so funny. I'm glad this deck is making great use of cards like Aerith Rescue Mission and Chocomog. I didn't think there would ever be an instant where I'm like, Chocomog is actually just stronger than Dion right now. Like, this isn't just trying to play our other stuff to the board to get them to throw removal at non-Dion cards. This is like also Chocomog is just more immediate impact than Dion on this board. Oh no. Oh, we counter the Slash of Light too. Ooh, that's how you win games of Magic. What an insane turn for us. Unless they have some kind of pretty balmy card. That was an incredible swing in our favor. Aerith Rescue Mission into Chocomog. Let's see what they got. The main stuff I could think of would be like an Ultima. Ultima is the 5 mana destroy all creatures. They play land 6. They could get really lucky on a Gilgamesh if they get enough job select equipment off of Gilgamesh's enter the battlefield effect. That's a 6 mana 6/6 that digs for more equipment in like your top 6 and puts them all into play. Zidane gains some life here, gains 4. Which can help them. Certainly enough to not die next turn. Magitech armors the draw. I get a basically I get a 3/3 and a 2/2, or I get a 1/1 and a 4/4. I mean, we just play the Dion, though. We just play the Dion, because then we're threatening to flip a Dion next turn. It's better than armor. Okay. They're going to concede to that, fair enough. I don't think Dion was necessary to this win, but now we've tainted it, and it counts as a Dion win, so I can't say 4 non-Dion wins. But that was really good stuff from Rescue Mission and Choco Mog. They are somewhat narrow cards, but it's like if you're in a good offensive position, if you're on the play, if you have a wide board, like they can do some work. So probably not been giving them enough credits. We are now 5 wins in, guaranteed to be in the money out of this pretty mid draft. Now, to be completely fair, 2 of those wins were completely free. Literally just our opponents conceding before the game even happened. So it's been very lucky how that's played out. It's just been a very weird, very awkward draft today. The draft pod was kind of weird. The only color that looked super open was blue. Yeah, the draft itself was awkward. The deck that we've made is kind of awkward. The games have been awkward to where like we had some really awkward land draws, and then also it's just awkward when your opponents just don't even show up. A couple just non-games completely. Awkward is the name of the draft today, so I'm happy we got to turn this awkward draft into at least a 5-win run. No 2-drop in this hand. It's on the draw. It has 2 different 3-mana plays. We'd obviously want to lead with reinforcements over Choco Mog. I think I can keep this on the draw, but it could have issues. Obviously, if it doesn't hit lands, then we die. And that's most opening hands. Most of the time, you're like on a 2 or 3 land hand. You maybe have 1 or 2 castable spells till you draw stuff. Oh my god. Well, that's gnarly. Our opponent is on blue-red, and they start with one of the strongest rares for that archetype. Get a +1/+1 counter every time they play an instant or sorcery or just any non-creature spell. And if they play any draw 2s, so they've drawn a 3rd card in a turn, they also get a counter on it. Yep, that's very gross. Swallowed by Leviathan is super fine by me. Reinforcements is the 2nd most mediocre card in this hand. It's better to attack in than to try to block here, because if we try to block and they just play like an instant speed, discard a card, draw 2. And that's pretty bad. I mean, they could play literally any instant, but that's the only kind of instant they would run that doesn't already just blow up the rat. So I was trying to think of something where like they could get a combat trick out of doing nothing, but yeah, that would technically be 2 +1/+1 counters if they played the instant discard 1, draw 2. Not quite worth Sephiroth's interventioning yet. Let's just play some weapons vendors. Try to hit our lands. I like the Magitech armor here a lot. The problem with interventioning is that, like, even if I kill the token, the Planisphere is still around to just start juicing up the next card a lot. But now that that token's going to be a 5/5, so now we can just intervention the token next turn probably. Yeah, that's likely our best play. Unless they drew a magic damper to go with that island, and then it sucks. Kind of my only line regardless. Alright, well. No waiting from our opponent on that. No magic damper, please? No magic damper. They're halfway towards flipping the card collection and having a 4/4 flyer that'll also be a big problem. There's a merchant. Merchant really helps them flip as well. Draw a card, discard a card every turn. Oh, they're going to put the Planisphere on it. Try to make a big, just thick, sturdy card here. Let's get some mana off Revelation, shall we? Mana and then play the 4-drop. tempted to take Aerith Rescue Mission. It's probably supposed to be Delivery Moogle. But then there's an argument for Greatsword, because I don't want to play Chocomog now. But I do want to play something this turn. Yeah. It's a very awkward revelation. I should have expected it. This is the awkward draft TM. Double card collection. Another Blazing Bomb trigger. 2 Planisphere triggers. Sorceress's Schemes. Okay. Yeah, we just let the blue-red deck pop off to the next realm. Get our treasure here. We've still got a lot of mana worth of stuff to do and somehow cannot rev into lands. Vendor finds a rat. +3 power. I could have a 5/2 and a 2/2 block a merchant, but if they trigger it at all, which they will guaranteed off schemes, it doesn't matter. Oops. I can't undo. I forgot I had 2 vendors. That's so annoying. All right, well. I was just trying to click through my turn, but the pass turn and auto pay button are in the exact same spot. Or not pass turn, but next and the auto pay button. Yep, just bomb the rat. Yeah, I don't think it matters at all. We've just been crushed by Planisphere. The goal here, if everything went right this game, would be maybe I can make enough random creature tokens to do a really big Moogle's Valor to try to go super wide against them. I could still try to do that, but that was kind of the hope. We're just dead in the sky, though, now. We have absolutely no way to stop any flying damage, and they can hit for 10 in the sky off the double magic card. Yeah, I'll just scoop them up. 5 and 3 it is. Which is well more than I think we could have hoped for on average from this deck. This was a really rough draft. So it's pretty great to leave this draft with more gems than we paid to enter. That is actually phenomenal, I think, for this deck. We had to run a lot of really awkward filler stuff. Weapons vendors with very few equipments. Chocomog, Aerith Rescue Mission, Monk's Fist, Phoenix Down. Like, there's stuff in here, a lot of really fillery cards, Slash of Light and stuff, where we had to run worse versions of stuff that we would have preferred to have had our color pair been, like, perfectly open and stuff. Like, if we had a couple white Aura Sites instead of, like, Slash of Light and Phoenix Down or something like that, that would play a lot better. Or, like, Cornered by Black Mages is not great in here, because it's not great when you don't have a lot of removal in your deck, and our deck really does not have a lot of removal. We did have a really powerful Dion at the top of the curve. We had an okay curve of creatures when you count all the equipment creatures. So we were just trying to cheese out some kills where we could, and even used some of our more mediocre cards to our advantage to help cheese in extra damage, like tapping and stunning things with Rescue Mission, or like going really wide with it and buffing the whole board with Chocomog. Both of these cards, even the cards that I'm setting to the side as mediocre cards, did end up being pretty relevant in some of our games today. So yeah, super mid little black-white deck here. Very awkward draft pod. Pretty awkward games, but still manages to pull off a 5-win run thanks to some really good luck. A couple of our opponents just not showing up, but then even then, that's a 3-3 run. which I think is about what I would expect from this pretty mid draft today. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.